Hey there, I'm Scottish182 and welcome to WION Reviews, where I'm going to be answering the simple question: is Assassin's Creed 3 worth it or not? So let's dive right into this review and answer that question and whether or not you should spend your hard-earned money and get Assassin's Creed 3. Intro. Let's go. Okay, so let me give you a little backstory with me in the Assassin's Creed franchise. I have played Assassin's Creed 1, 2, but I've played a little bit of Brotherhood, but I haven't played Revelations. And really, I wasn't that big of a fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise. But Assassin's Creed 3 did pique my interest when the first set of trailers started coming out. I was like, oh, I'll have a little think about it, and I'll think about it. So I did play a wee bit more Brotherhood. I don't think I completed it. But I have played Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, so I do know the story of the Assassin's Creed franchise. So I have been playing it. So, of course, let's start this review off by talking about the story of Assassin's Creed 3. And I will try and keep this as spoiler-free as possible. I will try and avoid mentioning as many good spoilers anyway. The story of Assassin's Creed 3 is that you play as, well, basically as Desmond again, for those who are unaware. You play Desmond, a character Desmond, who got into a thing called the Animus, which allows him to live the past lives of his ancestors. It's the universe. It's the universe. It's technology. Let's just go with it. And in this installment of the Assassin's Creed franchise, he plays a character called Connor, who is a Native American and British. He's half Native American, half British. And you're him as an assassin, and your whole goal is to basically help the revolution in America, help America become its independence. But that's not your main goal. Your main goal is to stop the Templars, and the Templars are siding with the Loyalists who want to be with the who want America to remain part of Britain, but you want to stop the Templars so that the enemy of, basically the term is, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but in Assassin's Creed 3 you do get to kill a few Patriots as well, one or two if they get in your way. So your whole goal in this game is to stop the Templars from basically taking over the world. Pun intended. That's the main plot with Connor, but there is also another plot with Desmond, in which basically you're trying to find a key, basically, which will allow you to access a ancient vault from basically the people who came before humans. Complicated, whole lot of shit to explain, but I'll try not to. Because Desmond is basically reliving these ones to get a hold of this key to figure out where the hell it is. But as Desmond, you're basically trying to save the world, because the Assassin's Creed 3 plays on the world's going to end on the 23rd of December shit, and basically says it's going to be a massive solar flare, and your whole point is you have to stop it basically, and to do it you have to get the key, and to get the key you need to get this, and then you need to get this, blah blah blah. It's kind of complicated. Hopefully I explained the story fairly straightforwardly, because I don't want to mention spoilers, because if I mention spoilers I'm going to have to mention a shit ton of spoilers. But as it is, the story is really good. I'm going to say that right now. There are some issues with it. I will get to them in the negatives. But the story as a whole, as I've explained, is really good. You play Connor, you're trying to stop the Templars, and you're not on the Patriot side, you're not on the Loyalist side, you're an assassin who kills Templars. That is it. So you do actually, before people were fucking raging at Assassin's Creed 3 because, oh, you're playing an American who's going to be killing British? That's so fucking offensive. No, in this game you do kill your fair share of Americans and Patriots, as well as Loyalists. And it's set, of course, during the American Revolution. I should have probably stated that, but besides the point. And of course in the story you do come across some very interesting historic figures. Ben Franklin, Sam Adams, Washington. You do come across George Washington on a few occasions. I'm not much of a history buff, I don't know the basics, but you do come across quite a lot of familiar faces in history. Not as many as you'd hope, but still quite enough that the Assassin's Creed franchise is well known for. That's about it for the story. I can't really say anything else. It is good, but I'm going to talk. When I get to the negatives, I'll talk about the stuff that I didn't like about it. But I'm going to talk about the good stuff as well first. So the story is really good. It's really enjoyable. It does have a bit of a how do I say this without saying offensive? Fuck it. See you in the sequel ending. It has that kind of ending. I don't want to spoil the ending, but it has the see you in the sequel ending. I'm going to say it right now. It's not a spoiler, but that's the best I can do without going into great detail. Let's talk about the gameplay now. Assassin's Creed 3 has really only 3 types of gameplay in this one. It has the standard Assassin's Creed parkour, which is basically you climbing shit and all that blah blah blah, doing your free running shit, running around walls, well, more running up walls. It has your combat, which is the same as every other Assassin's Creed game. It's you counter, you kill instantly. That's about it. They have added a few things, but I'll get to that in a moment. And naval combat. Now, naval combat I'm going to spend quite a bit on because I have a lot to say on that. But I'll get to the first things. The free running gameplay has been improved from previous Assassin's Creed games. Like Assassin's Creed 1 was very tricky to date sometimes. Assassin's Creed 2, it basically fixed a lot of problems, but created a lot of other ones as well. Assassin's Creed 3 is basically Assassin's Creed 2. They have improved it in some instances, like when Connor is running, when you're sprinting at full, he doesn't really move like a robot when you turn corners, he actually moves like a human, which I like that, they've improved that. However, there are still some issues with him running up stuff you don't want to run up. There are also him basically jumping off walls when you don't want him to jump. There's also a lot of problems. It's basically the same problems that were there in Assassin's Creed 2. I do think they improved over Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Revelations, but there's still a lot of the same problems. It's your standard Assassin's Creed stuff, but there is still many problems with it, but it's bearable. You do get used to it. That's about that, I've got to say. The combat is the same as every Assassin's Creed. They have added some stuff like the rope dart, which is basically a portable noose. You freaking throw the dart in the guy's neck and you hang him up a wall. They have improved that a little bit. There's still the standard hidden blades. There's of course the sword style. There's also flintlock pistols in this one, which are basically bang, one shot, one kill. There's also bow and arrow, which is really handy. It kills most enemies in one hit, which is really nice. The combat also goes into the hunting aspect. I should have probably mentioned that there is a hunting aspect to this game. Connor does have the ability to analyse clues due to the fact that he was raised as a Native American, and he analyses clues to locate certain targets, not all targets, only certain targets, but mainly uses it for hunting, in which you basically kill animals, skin them, and get shit to sell, basically. So the hunting is also not something on there. I'll talk about the combat and then I'll go with the hunting. The combat is the same as always in the Assassin's Creed franchise. It is basically, you hold your button there, you counter and you kill. That's about it. Like, it's fairly easy, fairly simple, getting a bit repetitive. It's the same shit over and over again. There is of course the sneaky element of combat where you sneak up and stab someone, but they've really restricted that in this instance. There's only really one way you can do it, and it's the hidden blade. The hidden blade is the only thing that really allows you to sneak up on someone, stab them, and get the hell out of there before anyone even notices. There is the bow and arrow, but most times people will see you. They'll see you before you get a chance to run away. The flintlock pistol, of course, is fucking loud as hell. The rope dart, you can actually, if you position yourself well, kill someone, but your enemies won't instantly notice it, but they won't notice you if you're quick enough to get away. Really, they did take a lot out of that. It was like Assassin's Creed 2 was really the last one I played a lot of. The Assassin's Creed 2 had many ways you could kill someone silently. There was of course, you could do it bare-fisted, which was nice. You can also do it in this game. But there was the poison blade, there was the hidden blade, and the crossbow. I think that was in Assassin's Creed 2. That was either in Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood, but I did play Brotherhood a little bit. The crossbow, those were all silent things that you could do if you knew what you were doing. In this one, there's only really the bow and the hidden blade. They're the only two things that are silent most of the time, and if you're smart enough, you won't get noticed with. They've taken away the poison blade, and that's really bad. They've replaced it with poison darts, but I missed the poison blade because the poison blade was really awesome. So the hidden blade's still there, as I say. It's still a real way you can walk up to someone, go stab, get away without hopefully anyone noticing you. But this isn't really the focus of this game. The game is kind of designed for you to kill shit. But as it says, the combat is still the same. Like, if you counter and press the kill button, if you counter at the right time and press the kill button at the same time, you'll kill the person instantly, and then you can actually, if someone's in range, instantly kill them as well, which you can get a good streak going if there's a nice wee cluster of enemies. There are some enemies in the games that you can't counter kill because they're different. There's the Grenadiers, who are basically guys in kilts, which is awesome. I will compliment them. There are actually some really decent Scottish accents in this one. But you can't instant kill them. They actually, unless you sneak up on them and hidden blade them, but if you're in combat with them, you can't really instant kill them because they actually reverse your counter to try and kill them. So they did add a couple enemies to add a bit of variety to it. But it's still the same combat. It's the best way to play this game in the combat instances is counter, instant kill. That's the best way to play this game in the combat, which is nice, simple, easy, and gets the job done. But I would like to have added a wee bit more complexity to it. But let's talk about the hunting now. I did forget to mention the hunting, but here's basically, in this game, of course, you play Native Man Connor. He has the ability, you have hunting abilities, which basically allows him to track animals or be able to sneak up on animals. And there are quite a lot of animals in this game. There's rabbits, there's hares, there's raccoons, there's beavers, there's bears, there's cougars, there's bobcats, there's and a couple of... The only thing I didn't see was fish. There's no fish, which is a shame. I wanted to go fishing in Assassin's Creed 3. That would have been awesome, don't you think? But the hunting actually does have a nice wee bit in the game. When you kill... The way you kill also the animals, if you shoot an animal, you damage its pelt, basically, because after you kill the animal, you can skin it, take its pelt, and sell it and earn a bit of money. But you have to be, if you want to get the best value, your best bet is to hidden blade a lot of the animals, which isn't too hard. Some animals do run, most animals run away from you, but you can catch them, and if you're smart, you'll go up in the trees and you can actually do an aerial assassination on both of on an animal, and it will keep the belt nice and conditioned. Now, not all the animals, of course, are docile, like deers, beavers, raccoons, hares. They'll run away from you. They don't do much damage to you, except for the deers with antlers, and they will actually charge you if you try and do that, but then they enter a wee mini-game, as you do with wolves, cougars, and bobcats, and bears, of course. You enter a mini-game, and if you do the mini-game right, it's basically a quick time event. You do the quick time event, it's an instant kill, which is the best way to fight those things. You also have different things you can use to hunt. You have a snare, you have bait, and you have a lot of stuff at your disposal. Any weapon that you use on a human, you can use on an animal, and it allows you to get some extra money in the game, which is really nice. I like that. I spent a couple of hours doing a wee bit of hunting here and there, and there are specific people that will look for specific types of animal pelts, which is nice. The best pelts, of course, are the ones like wolves, bobcats, cougars, and bears. They're the most valuable, so you try and find them a lot of time. But the fox pelts and a couple other pelts are quite valuable as well, and that goes on to other aspects. That's a bit for the hunting. So let's get to the... Well, before I get to the naval combat, there is also the homestead, which is basically like the Assassin's Creed 2 villa, only better. The homestead is basically your base of operations, where you get to upgrade it, and it basically becomes a little town in an instance. You get things called homestead missions, which allows you to recruit people to come live in your area and start up their business, whether it be a blacksmith, a church, a tailor, a huntress, a miner, a woodworker, things like that. You go to these homestead missions, you meet these people, and you recruit them, and they come in there, and they actually help you earn money, which is nice, because you get money, of course, to upgrade your equipment. And this is really well done, I'll have to give honest. Like, I like the villa in Assassin's Creed 2, it was alright, but the thing that was missing for me was a little bit of personalization, or really getting to know the people that live there. And they get to know the main ones that come, like your tailor, your blacksmith, your miner, all the main ones that you recruit. You get to know them, and actually as the game progresses, you get to help them out with further homestead missions. And these homestead missions aren't just like cosmetic things that you just go in and they're there and it adds a little bit of story to it. These actually give you incentive, because each homestead mission you do, say you do a homestead mission for your blacksmith, he will actually, once you help him out, be upgraded. He'll actually be able to make better goods, and the more goods you make, that goes into that. I'll get to that in a moment. And they really give you a nice incentive to do the homestead mission, because you get to know some of these characters really well. Like the farmers that you get a nice couple who's a man and woman who are farmers, and they basically come here after you come to your homestead after you help them out, and they actually talk about having a kid, and they actually have a kid in the storyline of the homestead, and it adds a little bit like these people, you've got to help them out, and they basically thank you for all the help you've done, and each one has their own little story, which I like. It adds a little bit of feeling to the story. Like, a lot of them are bare bones basic, but it adds a little something personal to it, and you actually want to do these homestead missions to help these people out, because you get to know them, your character gets to know them, helps them out, they're very grateful for what they do, and each one has a nice wee story to it, which I like. Each character has their own personality. Your miner's a Canadian whose name's Norris, and he's quite funny. He's also quite bashful. Your huntress, who's a female hunter, of course, she's quite strong, independent, and very, very good at her job. You get a priest, you get a hotel, things like that, and that is what it is. And what these do, once you've got them up, leveled up high enough, it allows you to craft equipment. It allows you to craft better swords, better weapons, better upgrades for your carrying pouches, but also lets you create resources like ore, metal, suits, clothes, belts, things like that. And what you do is you sell that stuff to different cities, and when you do that, it gets you money. And money, of course, money's the best. And it's awesome because you get to do that, and the better the stuff, better the stuff you craft, the more money you get, basically, and allows you to upgrade your equipment even further, which is awesome. I love that. It's really well done. Major props for that. Homestead's a good part. Now the naval combat. The naval combat is fucking awesome. This, I will say this right now, the naval combat is my favourite part of this game because you get a ship, basically, and it's basically Pirates of the fucking Caribbean. That's all I can say. You're a captain of the ship, you fire your cannons, you kill enemies, it's fucking awesome, it's absolutely brilliant. The water effects are spectacularly gorgeous, I love it, it's really well done. How you control the ship is nice and fluent, like your main objective is to steer the ship, but also commanding your officers to fire the main cannons or fire the swivel guns, which are basically mini cannons that you can aim. And you hit the enemy ships in each mission that you go in the naval. Now, you don't actually get to do free roaming around the ocean. There actually are naval missions that you go to. And naval missions have objectives, i.e. destroy this X amount of ships, save this ship, escort this ship, do this, do that, and things like that, which is nice. I like that. And the combat is easy, very easy to pick up. You have to adapt, of course. It does take into consideration the wind. You can't just steer anywhere and you'll be going at the same speed. The wind actually blows in a direction. You have to keep their sails like that. You could have half sail, which is basically just easy to steer, and you're about half speed, or full sail, which will put you full speed, which is fast as fuck, and it's awesome. You can ram ships. The naval combat is the best thing for me because it's absolutely fun and enjoyable. There are some problems with it, I will say that right now. Like sometimes it does seem a wee bit cheap. Like some enemy ships will just fire. No instance of reload in some instances, and I think it's because of mainly the ship that has like the different types of ship. There's the small ships, the medium ships, the man of wars, or the dreadnoughts, which are badass, by the way. And your ship is basically the fucking Black Pearl. There's no other way to put it. That's the best way I can describe it. And you can upgrade the ship as well with more cannons, better reinforcements for the hull, different types of ammunition, things like that, which is really nice and really well done. And the naval combat is fun as hell. I love it. It's really well done. Now let's talk about the bad. I've talked about the good for like 17 minutes, but of course I've got to talk about the bad. Okay, the main problem, as I say, is with the story. The story has a see in the sequel ending, I've stated that, but there is also a couple instances with the story where stuff seems to drag, especially at the start of the game. You don't actually get to be Connor, the main character of the story, and get the Assassin's Armor until about memory sequence 5. It's basically one long ass fucking tutorial, and it's really, really dull. It's fun for the first two memory sequences, but I really think that they overstretched it. The start of the game is basically one big long tutorial. It's nearly enough 5 full sequences of tutorial. It does add to the story, and it does have a nice wee twist with the story. However, I'm going to have to say they could have cut it down. They needed to cut that down, in my opinion, because it was way too long. What they've done in the first 5 memory sequences, they could have done in 2. In my opinion, it should have been cut down in maybe a half hour because it just dragged on. It was just so dull after a while. I was just like this halfway through. I was like, when the fuck did I get to be Connor? Please, for fuck's sake, let me be Connor. The main protagonist of the game, you don't get to be until about memory sequence 4/5. Which it really drags the start of the game out quite a long bit. It does have a nice wee twist, which I will not spoil for anyone, in the story, but it just drags on way too long. They really should have shortened it down, in my opinion, but it was a good story. It made up for it, but still it dragged on for too long, and I wish they'd cut it down. Now, there are some other problems with this, and here it is. Here's the biggest problem I have with Assassin's Creed 3. It's buggy as fuck! Like, 3 years on this game, did anyone fucking playtest this game? For fuck's sake! I shit you not. There is not an hour of this game that I went through that there wasn't a new bug. This game is buggy as fuck. Even with the day one patch, which was 56 megabytes if memory serves me, there are texture glitches, audio glitches, gameplay glitches, mission breaking glitches. The amount of times that I've had to restart a mission in Assassin's Creed 3 because of a fucking glitch is unfucking believable. This game is glitchy as hell. I've had to restart several missions, including the final mission basically. I had to restart 20 times. I fucking counted 20 times because of a fucking mission bug. There are too many bugs. No one fucking playtested this game because that fucking, as I said, 20 times I replayed the final fucking mission because of a fucking bug which basically got me stuck in position. Literally, I'm not spoiling that. Basically, the final mission is basically a chase sequence. That's about it. I'm not going to say who you're chasing, not going to say what you're chasing, but basically your whole point is to chase after the fucking guy. And I'm chasing him for 20 times, near enough in a row. I get to one specific point and literally guys appear out of nowhere. Literally nowhere. I shit you not. They just pop in and I get fucking annihilated. I get stabbed, I get shot, the guy gets away. That's also another problem. There's literally a fuck ton of pop-in glitches. Either characters popping in, textures popping in, audio popping in and out. There are so many bugs. And even to the point where at some instances the game is nigh near unplayable with the amount of bugs in it. There are some bugs that are really infuriating. Luckily enough, there's not a game-breaking bug. I haven't come across a game-breaking bug in my entire time playing the game. But there are a fuck ton of... You will be pulling your hair out of your fucking head in each and every mission because every mission I came across a new bug that basically cost me the mission. At least 2 or 3 times. Which really, really pisses me off. No one playtested this game. No one playtested this. I guarantee you they either got the laziest piece of shit game tester to test this game or they didn't fucking care. Because it literally, there is... Every hour you would find, every hour I find a new glitch. There was a glitch that got me stuck in place. There was a glitch that I went through a fucking wall and I couldn't get out. There was a glitch where I literally flew halfway across the fucking city of Boston and landed on the other side dead. There was glitches where I died instantly without even fucking falling or getting shot. I literally walked up to my target and dead. Ammo glitches, fucking gun glitches, you name it, there's probably glitches. Even at one point, literally, I fast traveled to a new location to get to do a wee side mission. Nothing loaded. I shit you not. Nothing loaded. It took 5 minutes. I shit you not. 5 minutes to load the area that I was in. It took 5 minutes to load an area. What the fuck? There's also a problem with the map. The map has 1 or 2 glitches as well. Sometimes mission icons don't appear. One aspect of the game is that you have to liberate certain things. That's doing little side missions, like little liberation missions, like saving people from depression, releasing prisoners, things like that. And at the end of it, once you've done enough of them, you get a meet your contact who will help you liberate the city or liberate this section of the city. One fucking liberation contact never showed up on my map at all. Even after I beat the game, it never showed up. I had to walk around the entire area that I was in for near enough an hour with Eagle Vision on just to find my contact. And then it decided to pop up on my map. That is unacceptable. No one fucking playtested. Who the fuck playtested this game? Whoever the fuck playtested this game deserves to be fucking slapped across the face and stabbed with a hidden blade. This game is near... Now I will say this one is still playable. This game is Assassin's Creed 3 is still playable even with the amount of fucking glitches in this game. Literally every time you'll go to a new area, you'll find a new glitch. That, especially with the missions as well, as I've stated, you'll repeat missions over and over again with this fucking game because of these glitches in it. This needed at least another 6 months of refining with the amount of glitches that were in this game. It's unbelievable how glitchy this game is. I haven't seen a glitchy game this bad since fucking Fallout 3. And that's saying something. And it really pissed me off. It really, really pissed me off because the game is still pretty damn good. But with all the glitches in it, it really pissed me off and took away from the game experience. I got infuriated each time I found a new glitch that would cost me a new mission. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I can say? Well, there is one thing. I did forget to mention that there are Desmond missions in this one, but they kind of have plot critical stuff, so I'm not going to talk about them too much. They are kind of spoilers if I start to, so I'm not going to talk about that. But I will state this right now, they even have glitches. I came across a few playing as Desmond as well. Try to think, is there anything else? Characters. Now, don't get me wrong, most of the characters in this game are really well done. However, one or two aren't. And the main person I have a problem with is Connor. Ezio Auditore was my favourite protagonist in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Connor is not that good. He's okay. He's a good protagonist. I like him. But he just doesn't really have anything interesting about him, besides the fact that whatever it is, the main interesting thing about him, I can't tell you because it's spoiler territory. He's okay, he's interesting enough, but really, it's mainly the voice actor I've got a problem with. The voice actor is either, in some instances, the voice actor is either really good or really fucking bad. He has this one monotone point at some point, but when he gets to the main story voice acting, he's fantastic. He does a really good job. He's either really good or really bad. There's no middle ground, which is a problem. Voice acting in most instances is actually really well done. There are some familiar voice actors in there, including Q from fucking Star Trek. I can't remember his name, sorry. There was something else and I forgot it. Give me a sec. I'm trying to think of else. There are some other problems I'm trying to think, but I'm really drawing a blank here. Fuck. Really, the only major problem I've got is the glitches. The story was really good, as I said. I'm trying to think of this. The story was really good, except for the ending, which is a C in the sequel ending. Story was there was a nice couple of twists and turns, especially near the start. Yes. Now Advanced Warning, this might get into spoiler territory, but this is a new wee bit I'm going to be calling the new bit I'm going to call in this review wasted opportunities. Because there are so many wasted opportunities in this game. This Assassin's Creed 3, you expected something a little bit better than what they gave you, basically. There are a lot of wasted opportunities in this game. The biggest and biggest wasted opportunity is Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin gives you a side mission at the very start of the game to collect his almanac pages, which is basically a kind of like the codex pages from Assassin's Creed 2, only these ones move about because they're in the wind and they're blown away. You have to chase them down and catch them. Now, while in Assassin's Creed 2 you get the codex pages, it gives you an upgrade. You get the almanac pages in this. What does it give you? It gives you a cosmetic invention of Benjamin Franklin's for your house. There's no upgrades for collecting these almanac pages. None. And such a wasted opportunity in my opinion, because Benjamin Franklin, if you don't know, was an inventor. So why couldn't they have done what they've done with Da Vinci, where if you collected X amount of almanac pages, you took them back to Benjamin Franklin and he upgraded your equipment or gave you something better or gave you a new piece of equipment, either upgraded your gun, upgraded your hidden blades. For fuck's sake, such a wasted opportunity that they could have had with Benjamin Franklin, an inventor in the Assassin's Creed 3 during the American Revolution. It could have been fucking awesome if they just taken the chance. But no, they didn't. The almanac pages have no collector's thing. All you get is a fucking book and an invention of Benjamin Franklin's. That's all you get. You don't even get an upgrade. You don't even get any new recipes. that's all you get from them. You don't even get to meet Benjamin Franklin beyond the start of the game. At the start of the game, you do meet him, and he talks about how older women are better lovers than younger women, but that's besides the point. But just such a wasted opportunity with Benjamin Franklin. They could have done so much with him. There was a couple other wasted opportunities where they didn't go to as many locations as they stated or they alluded to, and early on it kind of looked like you were going to go to a lot of places in the world, but there's only really three places you go to, and of course the naval missions in which you go over the Caribbean, but there's only three places you go to: the frontier, which is your main hunting zone, New York and Boston, and the homestead, but that's your main hub, so I'm not going to count that. You only go to those three places for missions. You do go to Philadelphia at one point, but you can't revisit it after you leave, which you only go there for cutscenes most of the time. Every other time it's either New York or Boston or the frontier. That's the only places you go. I really wasted opportunity in my opinion. They could have had so many different places that you could have gone to. Philadelphia would have been great to go to. Some other key points in the American Revolution would have been nice if you could have go to. But no, you only go to Boston, the frontier, and New York. That is all you go to. You don't really go anywhere else. Such a wasted opportunity. It would have been so much better if you could have gone to other places as well. It would have been nice. You do kind of stuff in England, but only you don't even get to go anywhere. It's only an opera house you're in. But you only go to three places, which is majorly disappointing. I would have liked if you could have gone to other places, not including the Desmond missions, which you do go to quite a few places. You go to LA, you go to Brazil, and Abstergo. You go back to Abstergo, but that's, I don't want to talk about them because they're spoilers. Such a wasted opportunity in my opinion, because they could have had so many places that you could have visited. It could have added a lot more to the game in my opinion. I'm trying to think of anything else that could have been done that was such wasted opportunity. Besides, as I said earlier on, like, they took away too many weapons. It would have been nice if they still had the poison blade, but they added poison darts, but that's beside the point. I don't think there's anything else I can state, like, besides, like, Ben Franklin and the lack of locations. I think that's all. But I think that's all I've got to say. So I've rambled on for 30 minutes and I've not even answered the question: is Assassin's Creed 3 worth it or not? With the amount of content that's in it, it was worth it for me. But I have to be perfectly honest. With the glitches and all I've stated, Assassin's Creed 3 is barely worth it. It's barely worth it. I can't say it's not worth it, because it does have a good amount of content in it. It does have a lot of variety to it. It does also have multiplayer, but I didn't play that. I only played the single player because I don't have gold, and if they want gold, I can go fuck itself. It's barely worth it. It's really difficult to say. It's really hard to say is it worth it or not. It's one of those games that's kind of like, with the problems that it has, it does have problems. It really is a game that I think some people will love and some people will hate. I enjoyed it. It was a really enjoyable. I think I got my money's worth out of it. So for me personally, it was worth it. But as I say, I have to be kind of brutally honest here. I would suggest waiting before purchasing this game, because there are way too many bugs in this game that I would not. That really frustrated me. And until they fix those bugs, I would recommend waiting before buying Assassin's Creed 3. And as I stated, there's a lot of wasted opportunity as well. So it's just barely worth it in my opinion. Like, if you can bear the glitches, which there are a lot of, it's definitely worth a pickup. However, if you want, I would really recommend that you wait a wee while until at least they release another patch where they fix all the glitches, because there are way too many in this game, and a lot of them do take the enjoyment out of the game. And I say some of them are really frustrating, some of them are absolutely fucking annoying, and it gets really frustrating. So, in all honesty, Assassin's Creed 3 is worth it, but just barely, with the amount of glitches in it and the amount of wasted opportunities, in my opinion. I got my money's worth of it. I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to play it once or twice more. It's really good, really enjoyable, but I would probably recommend that you wait a wee while, at least until they've released another patch, because there are so many glitches in this game. It's unfucking believable, and it's really, really, really annoying. I'm sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I enjoyed myself. It's a good game, it's a great game, really enjoyable, a couple wasted opportunities, and as I say, the glitches really do take away a lot from me, in my opinion. It's just the glitches that are the major problem in this game. No one fucking playtested that game. It was rushed out the door because of that. So I would recommend waiting a wee while before purchasing it, because there are just so many glitches in it, and some of them are really frustrating and obvious that it's hard to believe they missed them. But overall, all I can say is Assassin's Creed 3 is just barely worth it, but I would highly recommend that you wait a wee while before purchasing it, because it just had so many fucking glitches in it. It's unfucking believable. No one playtested it. So I think that's all I've got to say on the matter. So I really do hope you enjoyed this, and as always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and I'll see you all later. Ciao for now. Mwah.